Dun, dun, dun! Hello, beautiful people. It's me, Robin Vi Carpenter Briscoe, your favorite spiritual life coach and author of Let's Get Stoned, Using Stones and Crystals to Create a Life That Rocks. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to day 22. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? We've been through all these days together. I love it. I'm so grateful that you have spent this time with me. So, we are on day 22 of our 28-day journey of the magic and the crystals. Yes? Yes. So, how's it been going? This has been, a really good time together. I loved being reminded of how wonderful this entire practice is. It's so good and very good, and I am really excited that these things are like, one is the other, like I seeing all over again how one keeps feeding the next one, right? So if you recall, if you have not been here before, welcome. There are 21 more videos that came before this one, and I invite you to go back and watch them all because it's a wonderful thing. This is a wonderful, wonderful practice. And I say don't skip around. Go back to the beginning and start over. Get the book. You can get it any number of places, order online, go to your local bookstore. They probably even have it at your local thrift store or secondhand bookstore. Like there are a number of ways that you can get, or go to the library, right? You could go to the library. If you want to spend all your money getting the stones and you don't want to spend the money on the book and you want to watch the videos for free, then go to the library and get the book. Because sometimes it's all about the stones. I understand. Anyway, so welcome to day 22. Today is before your very eyes. Ooh, it sounds like magic already. First quote. No matter how big your desires seem to be, you can receive them through gratitude. Even more than that, gratitude will bring a joy and happiness for life that you've never felt before. And that is truly priceless. That is actually Rhonda Byrne from the book directly. Second quote. This cannot be false gratitude. You must truly feel the feelings of gratitude and continue to embody it, even in the face of challenges life brings us. There is a gift in every experience. Me. Yeah, I said that in the book. So, okay. This practice, our desires list. So here's something that I learned several years back from my friend Paula Langeth Ryan. And you'll get to meet her because we're actually going to do an entire Illimitable Living session around this concept alone. Because what she taught me was you make a wants, needs, desires list. And instead of delineating between big things and little things, you put all the things on the list because according to source, there is no delineation. Like whatever you want it doesn't matter how big or small it is. There's no like actual measurement. It's like a yes or no thing, and it's always yes. So it doesn't need to be like the big things. So, in order to be able to do this practice in a way that I think will be the most useful for you, because if you recall in the book, she talks about she carried the list around with her until it was all done. And then, she added new things to the list when she had a new thing. And that whole story about her trip to Bora Bora was really good. So make sure you're reading the book. You can't, I'm not the crib notes, I'm I'm the compendium or the concordance, right? Maybe. I don't know. I have to probably look those words up, make sure I'm saying that right. However, I am just a companion. This is simply a companion to the actual book. So I do want to encourage you to do the book, the whole thing. So this list though can get really challenging, and you can get all caught up on the judgment of what is or isn't, should or shouldn't be on the list. And you start shooting on yourself, right? So my suggestion is to do a wants, needs, desires list. So everything that comes to mind, I want, what I found every time I've done this, a white shirt always appears on this list because it's funny. You see me in color all the time, but I love white shirts. It's just that you can't wear them on camera. It looks it blows your mind and your eyes and things. So, for you to be able to get to the that tighter list of 10, my suggestion is to do this wants, needs, desires list. And let it be big, let it be as big or as small as I really want a triple tall dry cappuccino right now. That sounds so good. My friend was posting about, my coach actually was posting about this. He was pulling an espresso on his espresso machine, and I was like, that looks good. I want an espresso. That's going on my list. I want a cappuccino. I have an espresso machine. Let's be clear. I have an espresso maker, so I can go make an espresso. I would really like someone to make me the cappuccino. See, be more specific, right? So put all the things on the list, all the things. So don't, without judgment. Then go back and then pull out the stuff that that you're not actually sure how you're going to get that. Like, I can go get myself a triple tall dry cappuccino. I can, blah, blah. There are things that are on the list because sometimes it doesn't mean that you don't want them. It doesn't mean that they're not a desire just because it's not, I really want to go to Bora Bora, right? Or whatever, Paris. So whatever your biggest desires are, right? But you end up judging all the little things, and the things get caught in the judgment of trying to think about the things. So my suggestion is do a wants, needs, desires list, and do it till it's exhaustive. I say at least 50 things. Then really go over that list and pull out the yeah, actually my life would actually be different. Things that feel, that you can feel them, like in your solar plexus, in that third chakra, as like truth for you, right? Do that. Then that's your list. That's your 10 desires list. And what I love, remember, we're doing this, and everything that we're doing is cumulative. I love that you're doing your everything. There are 10 things that you're grateful for and why you're grateful for them. Thank you, thank you, thank you list. All right, every day we've been doing this. Now we're adding to this the gratitude for our top 10 desires, right? So we are sitting with this list and Thank you. Yes. So you want to know what the stone is? Yes. It's actually crystal. And it is golden apatite. So golden apatite was one of my, remember I talked about my top 5 stones of the year for 2020, and I talked about apophyllite. So golden apatite was also one of those stones. So confidence, courage, charisma. I love alliteration. And confidence, courage, charisma. Okay, so here's the thing. If we're talking about your top 10 desires, chances are in there are things that you can't actually imagine experiencing that, because you feel as though you would have to be someone different than who you are right now. You're like, I want to do this thing, right? I want to be this person. I want to stand in front and say these wonderful things. And you can't even imagine being able to do that, or that anyone would actually ask you to be that person, right? So something like gold apatite is the perfect stone to sit with when you are doing your wants, needs, desires list, because these are your top 10 greatest desires. And now we're talking about expansion. We are illimitable. So if we're talking about expansion, then you have to have courage and confidence in being able to manifest that. Fortunately, golden apatite can help you with that. It strengthens your energy around taking action toward manifestation. This is why I like this stone so much, because people are so great at having these lists of, oh, wouldn't it be great if I had that thing? You know, everybody's into LOA, law of attraction. Rhonda Byrne is the person that introduced law of attraction for the first time to a lot of people. And there were all of these people that had been teaching it before then. And then The Secret came out and people were like, what? And then there are all these people that have been saying this all along. What? Right? It was this miracle for people. What has been the challenge for people to understand their role in it is that they somehow think that the law of attraction means that they don't have to take action. And remember, it's conceive, believe, receive, right? You actually have to be in the act of believing in order to receive it. So you have to have courage and confidence in you and your ability to have and be and receive those things on that list. So if you're going to be grateful for it, you have to believe it's actually possible to get it in the first place. Yes? Because it's, again, the feeling thing. And once again, we are talking about having gratitude for something that has not been experienced presently in your life. And again, we're talking about the understanding that the things that you want already exist in consciousness. They already exist. They are just not next to you yet. So in order to have courage and confidence in your ability to have and be those things, you have to sit down and write out that list and hold this apatite. So what my suggestion is, you get the gold apatite. Remember, some things are very precious and are much more more difficult to get out of the earth, there's less of it. It's not all over the place, it's in fewer places. So do not be like, uh what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want you to get all into the like it's not big thing, right? Because everybody wants these large specimens, and what they don't understand is those large specimens cost a lot of money. Also, the thing you cannot do is you cannot carry around a giant piece of anything like this when you're doing things in your life. And your life isn't at your house all the time. Your life isn't inside your house or inside your office all the time. It's not. Even now, right? Even now, even if you have been pretty much staying quarantined since it started last year and you really haven't left your house much, you still left it for some things, right? So, thing you were then going to encounter outside of your house anything that's not in your control. And if all your stones are giant specimens back at your house and you got to go out into the world, might be good to have small ones to carry around with you, or wire wrap, or get one of those cool like cages that you can put the stone in and hang around your neck, or buy ones that already have holes in them and string them on something. Or put it in your bra. I told you I put things in my bra. Put it in your pocket. You can get pouches to carry stones in that you can wear under your clothes, that people don't have to actually know that you have them on. You can know that you have them. There are belly chains that are made, they're belly beads, they call them, and they waist beads, I mean, and there are waist beads made with specific stones. Wear malas, right? It can't always be about big specimens. And I see a lot of people online talking about stones and crystals, and they're holding these giant things and they're like, dip into this. And I'm like, okay, except what if I don't have that giant black tourmaline and I don't have $200 to spend on that giant black tourmaline? However, I have $10 that I can spend on a small black tourmaline, or I have $10 that I can I think this is like 12, but spend on a small golden apatite, and I can carry that with me and I can put that next to my list. I can sit with it and hold it and allow all my wants, needs, and desires to come to me and, settle in there in that space of receiving and believing. And then sit that stone next to me, crystal, next to me, and then write my list, right? It's important to write everything down first. I know this isn't in the book, and this is me saying what I have learned from other teachers, and that's why this is not only about the book. This is about me teaching you the things that I know, that I've learned, that, someone has taught me. If you do the whole list first, if you do the big list first, a couple of things happen. One, you get this 10, like, all the things list, right? You also get these other things that I can have this in the next 2 minutes. That can be resolved very quickly. I can be the one to resolve that, or somebody could say, "Hey, I'm headed to the office, or I'm heading over," or, "Hey, I was driving by your house. Can I get you something?" Or, "I was thinking of you," and send you a gift card to your favorite local coffee place. And so there are these things that, are just are simply things that can be easily resolved. Then there's this other list of like in between that are things that technically you can see yourself actually doing, accomplishing, being. And it's a list that you can more easily cross those things off your list, right? So you have your like, I don't even know how I'm getting this list. I just know I'm grateful for it. Then you have the, oh, done, done, done. I dropped my laundry off today instead of doing my laundry. I didn't do that. I've done that though. That was one of my wonderful gifts that I gave to myself when I lived in New York, was letting somebody else do my laundry. I've done it before, actually in Denver too, when I lived in Denver. So, there are easily wonderful, wants, needs, desires that you can knock off your list quite easily. And then there are those like, I want a spa day. I want, I need new tires. So doesn't feel like I have no idea how that's going to happen, right? Isn't necessarily I'm going to run out and go get them right now. I could see this happening pretty quickly, right? So let yourself be as expansive as you want on that list, and then start, organizing so you can get a better handle on ticking those things off quickly. Feels really good. Feels really good. And every time you check it off or put a line through it, thank you, thank you, thank you. The thing will taste better. It will feel better. Your car will feel like it's riding on pillows, whatever the thing is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes? Yes. And that is what I have to say today. I love you, and I'm so grateful to be able to spend this time together. We have 6 days left. It's going to be awesome. Tomorrow is another day, day 23. We also have Illimitable Living sessions live at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So, yeah, maybe you'll join me for 2 things tomorrow morning. You'll join me for this, and then, join me for Illimitable Living sessions. It's going to be awesome. I have a special guest, so it's going to be extra special. In the meantime, what I would like to remind you to do is subscribe. Sometimes you don't remember that it's happening, and then you get that notification that, oh my goodness, Robin posted something new. Oh my goodness, Robin went live. So subscribe, and then you won't miss anything. And the other thing I want to remind you is you are illimitable. You are illimitable. There is no way to limit you. And because of that, you can go out and create a life that rocks. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Have a really great rest of your day.